In July of 2012, a spokesman for the Chihuahua state government in Mexico said the U.S. Central Intelligence Agency doesn't fight drug traffickers, they merely try to manage the drug trade. The spokesman said if they destroy the drug business, the enforcers would no longer have jobs. WikiLeaks released internal communications between the U.S. and Mexican governments showing that the American government calls the shots in Mexico's drug war. Claims that the American government are involved with the drug trade are nothing new.
Were also involved in smuggling drugs into this country. As ABC's John Martin reports, there are a lot of questions about who really was involved and why.
2 men in jail in Miami awaiting trial, an air charter company owner and one of his pilots, say some Contras sold drugs for weapons. The pilot, Gary Betzner, is a confessed, convicted drug smuggler. In a statement, he said he made 3 drug deliveries for men his boss told him were Contra officers, backed by U.S. agents.
I do not deny that as a pilot I smuggle my share of illegal substance, but by the same token I also smuggle my share of weapons in exchange for those illegal substances, with the full knowledge and assistance of both the DEA and CIA.
American troops in Afghanistan have also been guarding the country's opium fields used in the production of heroin. According to the United Nations Drug Control Program, opium cultivation in Afghanistan increased by 657% in 2002, which was shortly after the NATO occupation of Afghanistan.
Joining us from Helmand Province is Geraldo Rivera. Good morning to you, Geraldo. Tell us what you've seen during your days there in Afghanistan.
In some ways, the Marines' brilliantly executed invasion of Marja, this town in the middle of Helmand province, was the easy part. The hard part now is governing this province, a province, as you suggest, that has become addicted to opium in many, many ways. That is the principal crop that is being grown here. The Taliban lend the farmers the money. They are indebted to the Taliban. They have to grow the opium. Now the Marines, in their success, are in a sense a victim of their success, because now the population is, they have these opium fields, and we are tolerating it. We are tolerating the cultivation of the opium because we know that if we were to destroy it now, the population would turn against the Marines and it would be a real security risk.
The recent Fast and Furious scandal, where members of the U.S. government were found to have sold guns to Mexican drug cartels, could be another example of the American government controlling the drug trade, though the case is still ongoing.
2011. Listen to this interview the President of the United States, not the Attorney General, the President of the United States, had with CNN Espanol back in March.
I heard on the news about this story that Fast and Furious, where allegedly guns were being run into Mexico, and ATF knew about it but didn't apprehend those who had sent it. Eric Holder, the Attorney General, has been very clear that he knew nothing about this. We've assigned a IG, Inspector General, to investigate it.
You realize that the federal government has essentially been arming these cartels. What goes through your mind?
We feel it's a betrayal. 42,000 people have been killed, and these weapons that our own government facilitated to these violent criminals in Mexico, 200+ people we know have been killed by them. So there's responsibility for that. 200+. And we also now have our hero in the Border Patrol, as you know, Agent Brian Terry, killed on American soil. 3 guns have been found at the murder scene. All 3 of them were connected to this program. And so for us, I'm fearful, not just my deputies, other officers, citizens in America.